One little tip is while your fire's still quite hot, you can get your grill on and just start cleaning it. If you're a bit OCDC, you can get a brush on there as well, but you're not going to get those nice little black streaks if you clean it too much. And of course, everything's getting well heated there, so you've got no worries about getting food poisoning or anything. Fire is still slightly hot, but if you know what you're doing, you're going to be okay with that. The best thing to do is just do not shake the coals ever. Run your hand over it and just find out where the hot bits are. I usually try and get that right in the middle and then a little bit cooler around the edges. This side's a little bit cooler than there. So obviously the thick bits of meat you're going to put on the hottest bits, and the thin bits are just going to go out to the edges. Our little Brazilian steak. I'm going to put the fat that runs there just to the very centre so the fat starts to go. There's a little bit of flame there, but we're not going to worry about that. You can see that's going to burn out in just a little moment or two. A bit of chicken, if you can see there, that's a little thicker side of the chicken. We butterflied this so it cooks a little bit quicker. And I'm going to put the thicker edge just towards the centre again. There's a bit of oil and flavour in there that we will chuck on probably once I've cooked the first side of it. A little bit too much fire coming here, so I'm just going to drizzle. Drizzle, drizzle. A little bit of wine. You don't want to put too much on because the ash can come up onto the meat. In fact, that's just too much fire. So just move that out to the edge there. So you're having fun there? The wine appears to be flammable. So, yeah, I will cope with that. A little bit of fire is not going to kill it.
I hope it's already dead.
Just douse that a little bit, just a couple of drops here and there. Flammable wine.
That's the most fire I've ever seen.
How to flambe a steak. This is Daddy James. Right, that's settled down a little. I'm going to leave that to that edge for now while we put the rest of the meat on. So here we have our chicken Brazilian. I'm going to just chuck that in the middle for a bit of fun. We've got some tiny little fillets of chicken here. I'll put them towards the edge because it'll take no cooking at all. Is that my chin?
Yep.
Oh. And the sausages I'm just going to put on this little cool side down here. Of course, with these sausages, half of them are over warmer heat, half of them are out towards the edge, so you're going to have to spin them around at some point halfway through cooking. Pick them off the floor. These are not good tongues either.
Sausage party, the film.
This is our escapee sausage. I'm going to keep this over here. I'm still going to cook it because we don't like to waste things. We could have chucked that in the bin, but we're going to feed it to the animals. I'm sure there's a little creature that will enjoy that. Illegal. You and your oil, woman. As you can probably see, it's best not to add too much oil to marinades when you put them on. I'm blaming Sue the wife for this. So get a little shot of the steak if you can. So what seemed to be causing the problem was, if you remember, I put the fat of the steak towards the centre there, but that's nice and charred. Of course, you're probably not going to eat that fat bit. Some people like it. We'll probably cut it off, but it's going to add a lot of flavour to the smoke, and that's going tickety-boo quite nicely. So we'll just have to cope with a little bit of flame here and get that nice and seared. It's certainly not affecting the tops of the meat. It's the main part of the meat, so that's good news. And it's time to turn our chicken for the first time. As you know, with safari, we like to get a little bit of colour on, just a little bit of Christmas around the edges of things. Not too much.
A little bit of Christmas.
A little bit of Christmas at Halloween. I'm just going to move that steak out a little bit. That'll do for now, I think. So Well, what I'm doing now is just adding a little bit of the marinade to the side that we've just cooked. I'll probably give this a turn again because of course that marinade's been in some raw meat and will have all the critters and creatures in it that raw meat has. At this point, I'm going to chuck our little garlic bread on. I'm going to deal with this first. I'm just going to find a reasonably cool spot for this. There's a little bit of smoke trapping because we're using the BRAAI with a lid on it today. That's not going to be affected with the tin foil there, so that's okay. That'll do for now. That steak, as you know, we put the rest of the marinade on the other side. That's just going to cook that a little bit. It doesn't need too long, and you can feel pretty much when you push onto the steak that it's cooked. It's a long video, another video to explain what's going on there. So with the steak, I'm just going to chuck that onto a nicely warmed plate. You can just even chuck a plate in the microwave for 30 seconds to get the chill off it, and we're going to let that rest there for now. Everything's pretty much come off. We've turned that garlic bread a few times. We're just giving those sausages a nice little bit. That's our sausage that we dropped on the floor, so we're keeping that separate, that one there. One thing I forgot to mention was with the steak, the reason we knew how to turn it, of course, is just waiting for the blood to rise. Yes. Yeah, that fire's still quite hot, but it's ready for another go if you wanted to put something on. We've turned that garlic bread a few times. I'm just going to chuck it on the plate there. And then we have what we could describe as our sacrificial sausage, which we're going to cast asunder. I'll just split it up a little bit and maybe let it cool down before we feed it to the animals. So there we have our little Halloween feast. We've got a little bit of rice with bacon and onion in it. Somehow some crab sticks have appeared on the table. I don't know or necessarily approve of that, but never mind. And there's our meat and our garlic bread sitting ready to be eaten. So, haha, I'll say nothing. Our steak done medium rare. I don't know how well you can see that in this light or this focus. Actually, I'll pull back a wee bit. And that's pretty perfect for us.